begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready, bitches. Winternomics. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Winter, winter, winter. Welcome. Winter, 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 Winternomics. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly. Loading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get ready to just Winternomics. Welcome. Winternomics.
What up? What it do? How's everybody doing out there? Sorry, little technical difficulties getting this lens to work right. Hope we didn't burn too much of the clock. A little bit long pre-roll, longer than I want. You guys have a good weekend. You believe it's the last week till fucking Christmas? So this is the back of the year where the markets are a little slower. And if you hopefully done well for the year, not a bad point to like take a break until better liquidity shows up. Just still day to day, going to the end of the market, end of the year. You want to be careful though. Liquidity does dry up, really badly as you go into Christmas, and then the week between Christmas and New Year's is pretty much probably one of the more terrible weeks to trade in. What a fast 2022 this has been, huh? You guys dig the setup today? Took a little bit to come up with something new and creative. What are we starting at? 90 something. So mad skeleton crew vibes last couple of shows on the beginning. I think we're in the 70s the last one, so it's a little bit better. Time flies since COVID, I gotta say that, right? It's fucking nuts. Guys, you dig the sweater? One of my faves. This year went by like I think much faster than the way 2020 felt or 21 felt, like notably faster. But we are here now, so kind of I guess starting our year in review, take a look at some things where we've come from, and then look at some stuff going forward. I dropped you guys a pretty fly art doodle video, Easter egg. How many of y'all saw that? That didn't have to get a heads up and acolytes about it. Yep, last full trading week. So in that thread, I'm giving you guys more tools than you probably realize. Most people don't realize. Before we get to that, you guys seen Elon? Boy, he's been having some fucking shit going on here, right? What do you guys think's next for Twitter? So Elon deleted this tweet, which is this up here, not this. We recognize that many of our users are active on other social media platforms. So a whole bunch of people reacted really crazy to this. They deleted this because this is insane. I think this violates like fucking monopoly rules in the EU to do what he just did here with the social platform. So it's looking much more and more like this man didn't do a lot of research at all. So you put this poll up and like, holy shit, should I touch down? What are we at? 17 million votes. So kind of figured it would be landslide that way. At this point, I don't know who's better equipped to run this fucking nonsense he's got going on, but this is definitely an albatross around his neck right now, and he doesn't really know exactly what he's doing with it. It's definitely an experiment, and he's kind of like figuring out as he go. It's just the size of this thing to be an experiment is like, holy shit, bro. This policy is definitely, antitrust behavior. It's like, what were you thinking? So, and then this is a funny statement from him, right? The acid test for any two competing socioeconomic systems is which side needs to build a wall to keep people from escaping. Talk about getting caught in your own shit with that one. That's the bad one. When Trump was going to build a wall, everyone's like, that's going to end up keeping Americans in, not fucking, Mexicans out. And I would tell you who the bad guy was there, too. Pretty funny, right? $44 billion experiment. He could have spent less money to fuck around. Like, I really didn't think he valued, like, what the fuck he got himself into. And then fucking Tom's the first comment, right. Tom from fucking Facebook. Where is it? Hold on. I should get that back. He was there. Where is it? No. I did see Tom on that. Is he into the next one? Here he is. Depends on who you got to run it, right? This is also important. Like, this thing's a fucking nightmare now what you've created. Who exactly do you throw into the fucking mix of this shit that you've totally sent the opposite direction? You've brought back neo-Nazi leaders, you brought back Trump. Like, free speech, though, is completely conditional. Don't shit on him. Fucking journalists, fuck you. Other social platforms, fuck you. This is my party. And he's definitely running it almost very, pretty much too personally. And it's definitely turned from free speech platform into his speech platform, which is exactly what you knew it would turn into anyway, right? It's just Jack's version versus Elon's version. You can definitely see fucking like Tom from MySpace is sitting there like, God, you guys are in some shit now. He's definitely completely out of the fucking like social biz and just watching this shit show go on. It's pretty crazy to see it. So I'm gonna play this video I made for y'all yesterday, but I can't let the music turn on. That's gonna fuck me. Hold on. So for anybody watching this show, I should hope that button's working. This is the epic thread. Oops. This is the epic thread of epic threads, at least educationally. So I have all kinds of licensed music that'll fuck me up on here, so let me not turn those on. So this right here, this is the last one I made you guys. This is a little wordy, but this is to build on to the risk pyramid thing that we did a couple shows ago. I forget what show it was. Let's see how I do this. How do I do this without having the music fucking come on and screw me up? Alright, I think if I just don't do this, it's fine. Oh, stop. Okay, there it goes. So, this is if you got money, where do I plan from? And this is a more macro type thing before you get down to like, some of the stuff we do in the show is like, most people don't even think about like, how much money do they want in the market at all, right? You should have some money that works for you without you doing shit. And how much you put aside is whatever, real estate, rental properties, T-bills and such. So like you have your 100x leverage crypto. This is a solid, obviously. Oh no, shut up, bitch. Not that. So you have this, your 100x crypto. That's just being funny. Obviously, you guys could have a degree of risk in crypto, but that's your super risky place, just to give you like an idea. If we break down just in the next section, just stocks as a category out of like these top two, you could look at, right? Bottom two should be just doing shit for you without you doing stuff. The music makes it a lot better, but I'll just have to talk through it. So anyways, you isolate one segment here, the stock one, and I broke it open for you so you could look at like, what would you do just in that category? And you have time frames. Some of you don't want to all just every single dollar you got's in the fucking like 1 minute chart, right? Some of you might want to go long term, or longer terms. And long term doesn't have to be just a year. It could be for some of you like Buffett, like long term means like a quarter fucking century. But this is just give you an idea of thought. So none of this is like hard and fast. You could make long term much higher, much lower for you. But this is just a thought process to help you think about it, So I gave you a time pyramid, which helps you think about in those long terms what resolutions could fit into finding something good that would fit into like a year type resolution, and anything within that span could give you ideas. That's what that's supposed to do for resolutions, in case you didn't know it. And of course, you sort your shit, strength wise from the macro to the micro, sector to the industry, and then pick your stocks. Right? So this is just an overall like thought process. Before we talk about like wave logics and shit like that, this is kind of like I think helps people. Why'd you stop playing? Okay. Help you just kind of think about like a workflow. It's not your genius intelligence that makes you kill everything in markets. It's really your organization. And there's a lot of information, a lot of things to. When you really get down to, you guys see how much stuff you can find in here is in motion. You need to kind of like figure out what you're gonna do, right? You can't look at every single thing like, oh, there's DeFi coins moving. Oh, there's fucking like oil's moving. Oh man, there's agriculture moving. Oh wow, look at this. There's fucking like gold and silver. You have to like, narrow your focus. Well, what the fuck do I want to do? Whew, man, that weed's coming back on me. And anyways, so this is a thought process, and it's applicable to anything, to FX if you're trading like Europe versus Asia, commodity-backed currencies versus non. Anything like that. So, if you're trading in fucking, just went back a little bit. Give me my cursor. Crypto, you have your classifications. They're like sectors, DeFi, platform coins, fucking the store of value if it was Bitcoin. And, commodity, same things. So this is like an idea you can take everywhere. But the stock one is where we kind of modeled it for you. So you can port it around and, same thought process. If you're a pure crypto guy, maybe you want some stuff in DeFi, maybe you want some stuff in platform coins, and maybe you have some stuff in fucking like stable coins, blah, blah, blah. And you have to look at like, okay, well, what time frame am I going to go plastering something into like, into BTC? It's got a good long-term structure, maybe not. Maybe it looks good in the midterm. DeFi stuff, other projects you're looking at, maybe you're looking at them in different resolutions if there's something that's not totally correlated to everything else in crypto. So, yeah, without fucking me on the music, let me get out of this. So yeah, check these out. This tree pretty much has everything you need to know about some really simple concepts that make your life a lot easier if you just check it out. What does that have in here? I had something pretty funny I wanted to show you guys. I gotta be careful about the music on that one. I think I'm gonna get fucked with the music one way or not on this show today. So give you a risk pyramid and a time pyramid, and there's like like I said, it's a concept like it's not etched in stone the distribution of the risk pyramid, but it gives you an idea. Like really risk-on environments, you might have like a lot less money in your T-bills and your safe stuff, and in a really like crazy environment like this, you might have more things to cash. So this is all your risk in the market environment is going to probably change a lot, and then we have the other concept we talked about, portfolio, asset rotation theory. Which you would start changing your distributions back to your basic allocation if you have like an excess alpha in one place or the other. Yeah, you can literally plan your life like one big business plan, as you should, right? You should have a plan for everything you do. All right, so we got 120 loyalists here. Low numbers these days. So the market's been choppy. Definitely think it's done some harm to retail, even in our space. For the people who've been less attentive, I know people in house got caught by FTX, and that whole thing's still unraveling. What did I see here this morning? Oh yeah, I want to show you guys something. So I don't know how these videos never came to light, but I'll just play this because it's gonna fuck me on audio anyway. But tell me how it's not possible to put somebody involved in this into fucking jail. Hang on a sec.
Useless currency.
Listen.
It is a useless currency. It is a useless currency. That's what I believe. I mean, look, I realize people have different opinions, but to me, it's garbage.
And was the deal paid in dollars or in crypto?
Actually, I didn't want to be paid in dollars. I want the smartest guys on the trading desk at FTX to tell me what I should own. It's that simple.
If there's ever a place...
Like, oh my God, right? Does that make you want to scream inside? This is the problem with paid spokespeople, right? There's no credibility. How anybody ever has credibility after taking money and says, I like fucking Colgate or whatever the fuck product they're fucking like being paid for? Like, oh my God, bro. But yeah, no, listen to this nonsense. This gets so much better as it goes. Hats off to the editor of this.
If there's ever a place I could be that I'm not going to get in trouble, it's going to be at FTX. Finance is a massive, unregulated, global monopoly now. They put FTX out of business.
I wasn't even trying. Like, I wasn't spending any time or effort trying to manage risk on FTX.
Wait, what? Did we know that both of these idiots went on video and said that neither of them managed risk? How is that not a red flag? I knew the girl said it, but did y'all know that fucking he said it too? Like, what? I did not know this. I feel like this should have been fucking a smoking red flag a little bit before it became a red flag, don't you?
I wasn't even trying. Like, I wasn't spending any time or effort trying to manage risk on FTX.
I'm trying to think of a good example of a trade where I've lost a ton of money.
Literally, there's no record keeping whatsoever. In the absence of record keeping. They use QuickBooks. Multi-billion-dollar company using QuickBooks.
If SPF knocked on your door again and said, look, I failed in my last venture, I have a new crypto venture, I need money, would you back it? The answer would be yes.
It's just criminal, isn't it? It's just, look at these two people, and they're just the most punchable fucking faces you'll ever see in your life. Unbelievable. It's just like unbelievable, man. Like, you talk about like no fucking, like, no remorse. Like, they just don't give a fuck what comes out of their mouth. It's amazing that these people can be caught in video saying the things they say and get that person to take them seriously 1 fucking minute later. I wish I had that level of immunity. I seem to have a pigment problem. No matter how much facts I have, I'm always fucking lying. These people fucking, it's like, well, you know what he said next? Like, dude, he's lying. Jesus Christ, the man's lying. Holy fuck. So I thought about something that's funny, you know. This motherfucker is sitting here fighting extradition now. Was fighting extradition. Now he doesn't want to because he wants to get the fuck out of a Bahamian prison. And if he can get back here, he can probably get an immunity deal to testify against somebody else, which means he's not going to do any real fucking time. I thought this was pretty interesting to look at, you know. Senator Warren wants to come after fucking like self-custody laws. This looks fucking insane to me as a response to fucking like Sam, right? Sam's just a fucking crook. What the fuck coming after self-custody has to do with fucking solving what Sam did is beyond me. But these pieces of shit will look for any excuse to fucking try to go after crypto, you know, wherever it's at, just to get it under their watchful eye, which, you know, as we've seen, their watchful eye doesn't really amount to fucking watchful shit. It's pretty interesting, like, you know, this is an article I saw over here. 3 ways this FX disaster could set crypto back. And everything is going to be this, right? Regulations. But this is a serious thing to think about. Right, yes, crypto's unregulated, and guys like Sam definitely flew under the radar and got away with some shit. But what was Sam doing? Sam was buying off the entire regulatory infrastructure and kind of giving you something that's either what Sam is doing is a one-off and no one's ever thought that was possible, or having all the pieces like chess in place where Gensler, the top fucking guy to regulate fucking the market, is also interconnected with your family. You're interconnected with a former president. You clearly have bought all of the mainstream media. You've bought all of the CT influencers. There is not a single thing to speak out against you, and then you're going to use the power of the US government embedded to then shut down all other competition to force everyone through you. If that's a model for how a regulation gets put in place, what the fuck are we about to get fucking protected by? Right? He's either a most anomalous version of that, or he just showed you that what? You know, laws are meant to restrict competition and not for your protection. Laws are not about what's ethical, you know, they're just about who has the power to fucking like enforce a rule. And so whatever the regulation you're gonna get is, it's not gonna be to protect us. It's somebody else who's in the back end of that thing, like him, that's gonna get a benefit. You know, that's the whole thing with like the BIT license in New York. It's, you know, sponsored by certain exchanges that allow you to knock out other exchanges, just because you're geographically located here, and force your business through someone specific. Not because they're like somehow safer for you or anything like that, just because they have the fucking controls to make sure you have to go through them. So it's kind of like, you know, well, it's crypto, you know, because Sam is on the loose and run amok, Sam's going to cause us to need regulations, which looks like the same thing as when he was trying to fuck us into fucking like, you know, this entire syndicate, like you said, that's completely put together and it's contrived. It's bullshit. There's nothing here to protect the people. The way the U.S. government works is like what Sam just showed you. It's not actually structured to protect any fucking body, and everything getting passed on the books. You're a congressman. They're taking donations from corporations. Corporations are structuring energy policy. They're in the energy sector. Like, it's completely corporate owned. And Sam's showing you exactly how easy that was. Those two are not smart people. And that they could be as high profile as they are, have a $32 billion fucking, you know, collapse underneath them. And on every video I can find of these people, they sound like they have the education of like a fucking like 7th grader. They don't sound like people that should have ever been in control of anybody's money at any point, and could have been smart enough to fool fucking like, you know, Mr. Wonderful or anybody that knows anything about running a business when they speak. They don't have any clue what they're saying at any point. But now he's going to be a catalyst to give us more versions of what he was just about to do to us, and that's going to save us from another version of him. This is going to feed us to one version of him. So it's kind of an interesting fucking thing to see, you know, as we go into the end of the year. Have to look for the kingmakers. So pretty insane. Anyhow, where we at time wise? 9:03. Wow, that came up on us quick. So keeping eyes on something we talked about here recently. We're still keeping eyes on as a proxy for what's going on in the marketplace. You guys, we talked about this one. He's kind of a good read, I think, on things, you know, concerning what Sam has done. is this dude, Coin. He talked about, and like, you know, I said he looks a lot like FTT did, and he looks like he's got the weight of the world on him, you know. So I think this guy is a good proxy to keep your eyes on for just what's happening in crypto. He's like crypto's risk right now, and he's the only thing on the public markets that gives us an idea of what might be lurking inside of, like, you know, some of these other exchanges we don't know about. Very, very likely there's just contagion risk, and you know, you haven't seen the last of who's not got fucking, you know, enough dollars to fucking meet the call next. So those dudes, MicroStrategy, I believe we saw something about Sailor, rumor that Sailor selling some coins, might have sold like up to 60,000 coins. Not sure if that's, you know, verified yet, but if Sailor has to begin selling, that would be fucking like the next fucking shoe to drop. That would just tell you he has liquidity crisis also. So not positive on that one, but, you know, if somebody has that verified, let me know. I think so. Those are things, you know, paying attention to right now. Crypto definitely showing some weakness with that. Again, we're still watching this setup we drew last week, right? Could this be a rotation to a higher angle? It could. But as long as we kind of sit in this zone, outside this zone that was set here, this expanding formation, that would be a bearish thing. So, you know, this sort of the bullish if you can rotate back up through here. This zone could be pretty much no man's land. You know, plan to exit that away or play a rotation down from that way. This thing is still an elongating bull flag until it takes us out. This is always considered a bear trap. So the thing you keep eyes on now is this Trolex, you know, emotion location. This is very key to pay attention to. As you guys can tell, these are two key locations right now that really boundary, you know, ETH, and I think give you a great place to play. I think a leave from this location or leave from here are going to be beast mode fucking moves in the marketplace. And those two locations exist also here. Enoch. We got Enoch's level here. To stay above here, this is pretty much fucking like, you know, like structured to fucking kill us. So definitely keep track of where you're on this rotation. This is the Trolex level here on USDT.D versus the Trolex level on ETH. So ETH is kind of like, you know, relatively stronger than the bulk of what's going on here. So if you end up through this, it's going to be pretty much free fall city, you know, across crypto. So definitely keep your eyes on that. What did I say? I don't know what I said. Trolex. Hell of a thing. You can't deny sentiment reading, right? Shit works. One sec. Damn it. Had another one on here. Oh, Friday. Forgot to put this up. For anybody who didn't know, December 16th, put up after midnight, so it says 17th, but it was meant to go up on the 16th. I just fallen asleep, so my bad. For any who didn't know, you'll see people write that Mark Twain quote. Everyone, you know, that's why I said, ever wonder where people get the saying, history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. So as crazy as it seems for anybody who's been around the whole time from the old rooms, you know, Friday was the 5-year, half a decade anniversary of LTC Winter, which is timing the dead top of crypto. This is one of the reasons everybody sees fractal analysis now in crypto and pretty much all over the planet. This is what made that famous. No one ever has seen a timing like this, and I've been doing it the whole time, but this is the one that really got noticed. History doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. It is down in the bottom of this post here. This was the call for it, right? Let's hope this fractal doesn't play out. If we break high again. This was the Satoshi Light or Charlie Lee, but been around since the first one, which is the internet bubble when I first started trading, and the structure and climate nearly the same. So this was the call for what, and this is basically what winter became such a popular term also. That's why we're Winternomics.eth, if you never recognize that one. So any of you that had never studied this, if you ever looked right, this is where that history doesn't repeat itself, it often rhymes. And this was posted that night, December 16th, you know, around, it was made at 10, but it was posted like 11 o'clock. So this is the OG baddest fractal call ever. And this crash was bigger in relative scale than the internet bubble. So 5-year anniversary of probably the sickest fucking public call ever in crypto. If you know, you know. If you didn't, you know now. But if you ever wonder what kind of legacy the way we speak it, has had on markets, this is also something interesting for you guys. This is two quotes from my old cast Nomics account that they got pushed off so they could kind of try to replace me. Think about how funny it is, right? This isn't a term that is very common until it is. The brutal crypto winter. You'd think they had the same writer in every one of these, wouldn't you? Pretty crazy. Often imitated, never duplicated. That's the season they got it from, though. That's when they knew what it was, right? Pretty funny. So, you will not rewrite history, bitches. Shout out server leader, appreciate you. Another 99 cents from Enoch. Oh wait, it turned to $10. Shout out Enoch, appreciate you. Yeah, I saw Bloomberg doing Kathy versus Buffett analysis. Not necessarily doing a ratio though. I think I've seen that before myself. Me putting like their specific assets they're playing against each other is a little bit more like I guess nuance. So I don't think that's a direct pirate, but the ones that are direct we know. All right, it is 9:10, so I gotta get you guys macro things and get out of here. Let us see where we are. All right. We can go this one. So the blue path is what we're watching right now. As we rotate out of here, right? If we get a path that's anything like the wave down from this bear flag that was inside this bull, and if we continue what is pretty much in pretty orderly decline, right, along this trend line. So for right now, we're under here. The move is pretty steep, and so at that level of gas, can you can you do a really small flag and just like come out of that and continue down at that kind of speed? You totally could, like an outright crash. What's more likely is probably some kind of like movement like this flag, we have here, we drew out. That allows them to kind of congest, rotate, and then, head back down. That's possible. Does it have to take this long? No, it doesn't. But it's just kind of, once you're that kind of steep, when you're in a decline, your chance of getting something that has like some kind of like chill factor to it like this is possible. So those are your two options now. Outside of this, a larger structure or a smaller structure to continue to wave down. If it's a larger structure, it could also be the beginnings of a bull flag rotation. So this is always the things to keep yourself like mentally prepared for what's possible. And looking at each one of these, you'd always have to have that. Okay, I don't know what just happened there. You would always want to keep that mental preparedness. Right now, things don't look so good where we're at. Going to the end of the year, VIX. A little congested. We're paying attention to this one, this bull flag, and if we get like the next fucking rotation up, that's gonna be a bad thing. We're congesting on Stevie D's monolith kill lever, which we were watching since we rotated this trend angle, and then DXY, would be the thing that if we just got turned up and got strong, this would probably be not a good thing. Also, that would be more confluence to a de-risking situation. So DXY now in a kind of interesting place. What he's bouncing on is old trigger level here. Which is the very high of the 7-year shockwave. That's probably worthwhile paying attention to level. You're watching USDT sit above our last key emotional level and Enoch's thrifty nigga level. So right now you're in a place that DXY comes up with VIX. Those three things together should be taken as a major warning, right? So I would keep those guys on radar. DIA that we're paying attention to, right? He's pulling back, still outside of his angle, while SPY looks pretty critical. Qs look really critical, and until they take out the lows, right, this thing is not really confirmed to go lower. This can all just be really sharp gas right into the and be shortable all the way down into this. But until it takes out the low, this trend hasn't really continued, right? And that's true of every wave like this, right? It's a bear trap till it isn't. So for right now, this is a much more shallow bounce compared to everything else that the Qs have done. The SPYs, and Qs and diamonds all look very different. So kind of trying to keep them all in context, right? Because we're still watching this situation, right? The diamond keys are creating a major offset. And so as long as this is true, we're still going to see stuff breaking highs on one side of the market while the other side fully gets wrecked, right? McDonald's is coming up off of the top. Your industrials look fucking amazing. And then your stocks over here, you know, Cathy, RG, or RK, right? These guys are in the fucking ground. Tesla, Elon's got this albatross around his neck, and fucking nope, that wasn't the second floor. So this now has gotten pretty fucking epic. Definitely worth paying attention to see how far this goes, as Elon is no longer the richest guy on the planet, and he's selling stock to cover the mistake of his rush to acquire Twitter. So this definitely warrants some serious observations to see how Elon navigates this situation right now. And if he does indeed step down from Twitter and go back, I think that would be a net positive to Tesla. But right now, the sentiments that are happening to him in Twitter are definitely rippling into Tesla. It's pretty interesting to see Ross Gerber actually, critique him too. Let's see. So I think I covered everything right there. Got some currencies in that. Let's check out. We did those. So you pay attention to this crazy wedge that you had on GBP, and so this kind of goes hand in hand with that DXY move. If that DXY move is going to pump, this guy's going to flag and fucking head towards this upper angle. So you have a couple good things in a good spot to pay attention to right now to give you confirmation of where this is going. So I think the GBP looks a little cleaner. But if you watch this guy right now, if he doesn't rotate right back up into another angle, this guy rotating over here would be bullish to the DXY, which would probably be bearish to the market and bullish to the VIX. Got all that, and probably bullish to this guy too. So all these guys are in a place that you almost have an alignment that says fucking danger, danger, right? Or at least you're in the cautionary stages right now. All right, that's that. Let's get it, got it, good. So with that little planning tree I gave you guys, right? That should hopefully help you think about how to use many things you see on the show, from the big red stuff to the low red stuff. And don't try to take and use everything all at once. It's not possible, right? So organization is key, and just deal with what you can handle. Cool. Is that all the symbols you got? I can deal with that. It is 9:16. All right, let's go fast. CHWI, Chewy. All right, what does this guy do? NYC Internet Retail. Don't think internet retail is the place you want to be right now. Right? Internet retail is like fucking I buy this stuff. Online retail. These guys are getting decimated, like shop. This is just a fucking terrible space. Like retail itself as a sector, discretionary spending stuff just getting fucking plowed as a space. So you kind of, when we talk about best of breed, right? Like we talk about that little chart I showed you. What the fuck? All right, sectors. You want the sector to be strong? This motherfucker needs to hold fucking ground like yesterday, or this is a bad fucking idea. So this guy going through here, if this continues to be weak, I don't think this is the sector you're looking at right now. The way the current fiscal policy and monetary policy is lining up, you're really looking at industrial strength, right? And discretionary stuff is going to be some tech stuff, and it's going to probably correlate more to tech than it is to industrial things. So when you look at something like say for instance, industrials, right? Industrial versus discretionaries. That's just not the side of the market. That's where the money's at, right? So just as a broad overlook, this doesn't look like the kind of place where I'd want to try and catch the knife on something that's in online retail, which is absolutely being killed by people losing out on purchasing power because of inflation. They have less bucks to buy bullshit. And the real things that you buy, if you're going to buy staple assets, they're likely in places that are physical places like Costco's and shit like that. These guys are the stronger fucking things in retail, or Dollar General, right? It's not online retail that's really getting the money right now. Let me see, Best Buy. Best Buy's not online retail. We can just use Shopify or Etsy. These guys are online retail, right? See what Dollar General looks like against, say, a Shopify. It's had a correction to it, but overall, you'd say that right now Dollar General's in a bull run on Shopify, right? And so that doesn't look so great. So go back to what your thing was. Chewy is in that space. Unless there's a rotation in that space right now, you're kind of fighting the tide. But structurally, Does it have a chance of rotation? Yeah. But remember, like, a lot of things can be in bull flags and rotations, but again, best of breed matters. So, if there's strength that comes into retail, this guy could be worth paying attention to, and you probably track him on, like, say, that angle. And this is not a real angle yet, right? This is dependent on this becoming a higher floor. To allow for this to do that. So you're kind of like wait and see mode with that guy. Right now it's still kind of scary. HT. I guess you've done this guy before. He's never come back up there. Same trigger, same rules. This guy is in a rotation, possibly a bull flag down here. So he's possibly playable from here to here. But I say that this guy is probably safer to fuck with back at the same old trigger and going above that. Thermo Fisher, healthcare things, right? What's he? Medical technology. Yeah, I think these guys, it's the same space like a Dexcom. These guys I think look pretty bullish, right? I don't know what that big ass box is doing on there. XLV as a space, right? Healthcare's been pretty fucking strong, pretty resilient through this whole sell-off. It's definitely in some kind of shit formation we don't like, right? Big ass megaphone. So when you have that kind of situation, you probably want to watch the edges of your megaphone, you know, the highest defined area of him. And just stay the fuck out of there. Like that's always just death, right? I'd like to see this guy correct and do something along the lines of like this, and this, and give you something like this too. You got something like that. That'd be the path that you probably want to fuck with. But for right now, he doesn't look so hot. And you want to see him structure out and stay above it, right? Not come back in as a 2B. All of these are fake breaks, right? So any kind of like pop and no structure, just a push through and back, is danger for another 2B. He needs to stay the fuck above it once he breaks it. So that needs to happen with the sector first before you want to fuck with TMO. So TMO's alignment, if that bull flag I'm projecting happens, you would then kind of keep track of like this macro flag on him. And then see if he makes a fucking like, this low holes, and you need something here to hold also to go with that projected bull flag. To give you that whole thing. Not orange. That'll never happen. Never. Alright, so something along those lines that you kind of look for if that was to happen, and what you need for the sector to have happen to make it like probably a good alignment for you to be playing this. What am I on? 922. Fuck. Alright, I'm going too slow. ATVI. Alright, last what I can do. ATVI looks like shit. I thought they were getting acquired by Microsoft. I don't know if that deal got blocked totally. I think it was probably on the table to get blocked for like by regulators. Gotta say, it looks pretty fucking terrible, doesn't it? So that, clear that. Can't say I like that too much. Huge gap in this fade right now. I think he just had a CEO leave Activision right now to go into, I think, a crypto into Yuga Labs. So, I'm not sure if that's exactly right. Somebody high up in Activision just left them. It's usually worth paying attention when like high up corporate board shakeups happen. But if somebody can confirm that, I believe you have like a corporate shakeup event here. Leave that as an event. Somebody clarify what the shakeup is, and I'll add it to it. So I can't say I like the setup of this much. It could be kind of considered bull flag, but possibly, and this event might be your like spot for a catalyst to rotate out. But I can't say I think I like him in gaming right now, in tech, anything. I'm not really big on any of that stuff right this moment. But that would be how he'd look bullish if he's gonna come out of this. Otherwise, if he fades this fucking angle right now, fucking he's gonna fucking he's gonna drop like a fucking stone. Alright, I can't do any more than those. Ran out of time on that. Sorry, fellas. Daniel Andre has been announced as the new CEO of Yuga Labs. He was stepping down from his position as the president and CEO of Activision Blizzard. Okay, so that's who it is. So CEO left. So corporate shakeup is COO. Yeah, so that's what it looks like. If I had to say which way I'd be leaning on him probably doing the red path. But that is it, folks. Real Nomics Enigma. Hope y'all learned something. Make sure you check out that epic thread for education. I think it can help you a lot. Take your time, look at it. There's more in there than you think at first. And we will catch you guys in-house. We'll go over that guy a little bit more when we do our next concept calls and acolytes. And within that thread, there is enough for you guys to pretty much make your own business plan. So we'll definitely touch on that, ongoingly. And like I said, we'll be transferring the OnlyFans videos into the premium section of YouTube and incorporating that also into our training and acolytes. So shit's gonna get better. Stay tuned for next year. Catch you guys on the flip. Peace out.
Welcome to Winternomics TV. Your stream will begin shortly.